meditation. Observe this posture, that posture. But I did not teach that. I told her, you want to learn meditation? Then this whole morning you should imagine yourself as a cow, not a human being. फिर आपको पता लगेगा ये मनुष्य क्या होता है, तब पता चलेगा खाना कहाँ खाएगा, लंच में कौन खिलाएगा तुमको, थक गया तो कहाँ सोएगा, बेचारा घूम रहा है इधर उधर, तब पता चलता है आदमी क्या होता है, ये मनुष्य के जीवन क्या होता है ना? And more importantly, one thing that I want to tell you is, if you look at this human life, it has many special features. One is you are able to walk on 2 feet erect, 2 hands free. These 2 hands free, not for using mobile phone or selfie, right, which came much later. This free hand, you can do so many things. And most importantly, these long arms, I always say these are for hugging, not for hitting. And the nice fingers also for shaking hand, not for hitting. If it is for hitting, then Shuru say, इसको एक feast दे देने से हो जाता है ना, वो नहीं है ना, special feature है ना, because you are able to stand erect, you can perform all kind of dances, है ना? But that's not the most important feature. The most important feature, few of the most important feature, one is language, capacity to communicate, right? The language. And this language, of course, is for all kinds of communication. But it is not just for saying, bring me a cup of tea or milk and I'm hungry, I want lunch. You can use for those communications also, but it's primarily not for that. It's primarily, what do you think this language is primarily for? Huh? Huh? Communicate तो अभी मैंने बोल दिया, मेरा नकल मत करो.
Make life easy.
How?
Make life easy.
Life easy. What we have, say it. The main purpose of this language is disagreement, misunderstanding. So between nations or between people, then we should say, okay, now we have a misunderstanding. Let us sit down and discuss and talk, have negotiation, dialogue, and solve this problem by talking. घर में हो या कहीं भी हो, whether it's with family, wherever, between friends, we should say we have a problem now. And this misunderstanding, many a times the disagreement comes because of certain misunderstanding. So you should say, let us sit down and talk and solve the problem. That's the human way. Only human beings can do. If there is a problem between tigers and lions, can they say that we have a problem, now let us sit down and have a dialogue? बोल सकता है क्या टाइगर और लायन के बीच में? नहीं कर सकता है ना, फिर क्या करना है उनको?
Fight.
बस एक दूसरे ऊपर छलांग मारना है. And then in their case it is understandable that they jump upon each other and try to tear each other apart, try to kill each other. Understandable. There's no other alternative. But today human beings are doing exactly like the animals. वो नहीं करता हमने, बात करके solution निकलना है, between friends, between family members, between communities. Solve it through dialogue, negotiation. That is exactly what His Holiness the Dalai Lama is doing with the Chinese government. For ordinary people like me, to have dialogue, negotiation with the Chinese government is very difficult to digest. पहले तो हमने उनको बुलाया नहीं, ऐसे आगे हमारा देश लेकर के मजे से बैठा है. Happy his soul says, because of his big understanding, he says, let us have negotiation. No. That's the human way. And this is possible because we have this very smart brain. We can always find a solution if we have the will. So these are human features. And then one very important feature is not only we have this discriminative awareness, wisdom, but we also have this sense of very strong feeling for others, loving kindness, compassion. No other animals can such an amazing love and compassion as human beings can do. They have some kind of, attachment and things like that. Animals also have, but they cannot do so forth. So only human beings can do. In fact, I was told this English word human has a connotation of value, right? So therefore, human beings, you need to understand that this life that you have obtained is very, very precious. You can do so many, you can really do miracles. बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं और करने का मौका भी है आपके पास. कितना सारे लोग यहाँ हैं दुनिया में जिनको रहने का ठीक से रहने का पता नहीं है, सोचने का पता नहीं है, गाइड नहीं है. Nobody inspiring them. So many people are suffering. So therefore, through your study and education, you can also help others. You don't have to become a famous teacher or sit on a throne like that. No. You can help them. And especially now, Ladakh is, every year you are experiencing more and more tourists. So when these tourists come, don't just think about how to get money from them. इतना सारा मकान बना रहा है इसके लिए तो है, that's understandable, that's not a problem, but you should at the same time show this hospitality, genuine hospitality, and everybody will come. Show this excellence, you see, and that should be not from here, not like the 5-star hotels and airlines do. When you check in 5-star hotels and say, "Sir, may I help you?" It's only from here. तो हमको कैसे करना चाहिए? सत्कार दिल से. Then money will come automatically. Cheating का जरूरत नहीं है. Cheating, if you do one time, next time they are also not stupid. They will also know ऐसे कुछ नहीं है, बुद्धिस्ट बोलते हैं कुछ नहीं, सब ठगने वाले बेटा. उनको पैसा चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, यही बोलेगा, है ना? पैसा चाहिए, सब कुछ चाहिए, लेकिन पैसा कमाने का तरीका क्या है? ठीक है ना? चीटिंग करने से नहीं, एक्सप्लॉइटेशन करने से नहीं, right? So therefore, he's saying leisure and enrollment are very hard to find. And since they accomplish, they are hard to find, and through that you can accomplish what is meaningful for a person, for a human being. This word man is probably a wrong translation. Human being or something like that. It should include women also, not just men. If I do not take advantage of them now, ये मौका अभी खो जाने से फिर दूसरा बार आने वाला नहीं है. Number one, it's not easy to obtain this human life. Number two, right now your mind is fresh, you're physically also very capable. Right now is the time to do Dharma practice or all the good things that you can think about. जब बूढ़ा हो जाने से फिर मुश्किल है, सोचने से भी ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता है, ठीक है ना? So seize this opportunity. Just as a flash of lightning. So this is saying that the verse 4 that we read is saying that in terms of your physical structure also, you have this right capacity to develop bodhicitta. Then verse 5 is saying, in terms of your mind also, you have this capacity to cultivate bodhicitta. Just as a flash of lightning on a dark, cloudy night, for an instant brightly illuminates all. Likewise, in this world, through the might of Buddha, a wholesome thought really and vividly appears. देखो, ये बोल रहे हैं कि that you develop this thought of studying bodhicharya avtara. You develop this thought of doing something good. ये कहाँ से आया? ये सिर्फ फ्लावरिंग धर्म से नहीं है ये. ये पूर्व जन्म से आपने जो पुण्य कमाए उसका फल है. How many millions of people are there who show no interest in this kind of text, who have no idea whether such a text exists? So you are fortunate that you have access to such precious text. And there are teachers available who will explain this. So this is like really like a flash of lightning in a dark sky. In a very, very dark, pitch dark night, if there's a flash of lightning, it's only for a few moments, like that. Not easy. And then if you look at the virtues that you have, hence virtue is perpetually feeble. Compassion, love, and all other virtues that we develop, they are not very strong. They are feeble. Today you may be trying to show compassion, that tomorrow in a different situation, circumstances, there will be no trace of compassion. There will be only trace of anger, jealousy, and so forth. It's very feeble. On the other hand, unfortunately, the great strength of evil being extremely intense. Evil, the sins, the negative deeds are very strong. In terms of doing positive things, it is like a tired, heavily loaded, tired donkey taking uphill. दो कदम आगे जाएगा फिर पीछे मुड़ेगा, मुझे आगे नहीं बढ़ना. When it comes to doing good, but when it comes to doing bad, it's like a big boulder falling from the steep slope of a mountain. Without any difficulty, it will just go. Okay, let us do it. Let us engage in drinking this, that. फिर हम लोग सोचते हैं बहुत मजा आएगा, हाँ ही वो 4 दिन की चांदनी फिर आंधी फिर आओ. उसमें हम लोग खो जाते हैं. We are pleasure seekers. जैसे कि मैंने शुरुआत में बोला, pleasure seekers. 2-3 बूंद हनी यहाँ होने से ठीक है, बस मेरा जीवन पूरा बलिदान कर दूंगा. Something like that, है ना? So therefore, you need to, if you really want, as you said this morning, if you really want long-lasting happiness, फिर थोड़ा तो change करना पड़ेगा आपको. कुछ क्षण के लिए आपको खुशी चाहिए तो जो करना करो. ये आपके हाथ में है. You want long-lasting peace and happiness, and more importantly, as a Buddhist, we talk about next lives also. Do you think there is next life? Huh? Forget about next life. Do you think there is tomorrow? कैसे पता? बताओ मुझे. बताओ मुझे. How can you say there is tomorrow?
Because there is today.
Huh?
Because there is today.
So if you use this logic, then there is a future life because there is this minute. Yeah. So you are supporting me, right? Right. So you are not being able to see something doesn't mean it is not there. But now scientifically, many people are found who are able to remember their past. Tested books have been published. And people who remember their past lives are mostly at the age of 4 or 5. And people who remember their past lives are mostly those who died through accident, not through natural death. There are many reasons for that. कल क्या हुआ आपको याद है? याद है? वो तो होना चाहिए यार ऐसे You're discouraging me. जितना मैं अभी सिखा रहा हूँ कल बोलेगा याद नहीं है. You remember what you did yesterday? You remember what you did last year? Little bit, not much, you know. So like that, the child who is around 4-5 years age, they are people who have just come from the previous life. So therefore they remember. Now you don't remember, I don't remember, because we have been living here so long and right? So just as you are working for tomorrow, and even though you are not so sure, we meet Patrika. And in fact, tonight, when you go to bed and sleep, in one sense, you are dead. अब कुछ आंख कुछ नहीं देख रहा है, कौन जा रहा है आपके सामने, अब खराटे मार के सोया है, कोई आपके आगे आपके नाक के सामने फट कर देने से भी आपको कुछ उसका सुगंध नहीं आएगा. मरा हो तो है ना, हाँ, आंख नहीं देख सकता है, हाँ, नाक से कुछ सूंघ नहीं रहा है, मरा हो तो है ना. So physically, I'm just giving an example. Physically, you are more or less dead, but mind becomes more active. Mind may be shopping in Delhi, shopping in New York. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं होता है? Because it is said in Buddhism, the more you withdraw the grosser senses, the more the subtle consciousness get an opportunity to come out. That's why we need meditation. That's why you need meditation, right? Because meditation, when you do meditation, you involve your mental consciousness, not the sense consciousness. And what goes to the next life is mental consciousness, not the sense consciousness. So your Dharma practice should be such that it leaves an imprint on the mental consciousness. So going around the temple, doing some prostration, they are good, but no, not the real Dharma. Real Dharma is through meditation. Make your mind habituated with love, with compassion, so that that habit goes to the next life. Pata chala? What is meditation? Meditation is not sitting in a corner closing your eyes. Meditation means habituation. Making yourself habituated with good ways of living, habituated with positive qualities. That is called Dharma practice. Positive habit. And doing away with the negative habits. That's called Dharma practice. Okay? So, hence, virtue is perpetually feeble. The great strength of evil being extremely intense. And except for a truly awakening mind, by what other virtue will it be overcome? So in order to strengthen those positive qualities and weaken those negative qualities, one very powerful practice is the development of bodhicitta. Because bodhicitta, now is a mind wishing to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. A very powerful mind. And all the negative deeds are done because of thinking just about oneself and harming and ignoring other beings. ये हम लोग शब्द इस्तेमाल करते हैं ना, अच्छा बुरा, good and bad. What is good and bad? Anything that you do which alleviates the sufferings of others, which brings more happiness and peace and calmness in the mind, that's good. Anything that brings unhappiness, sorrow, hurt to others, that is bad. Take your own example. You don't want others hurt you, you want others help you. Right? Right? So one of the best way of helping others is cultivating bodhicitta. Right? And this bodhicitta is mind, such a precious mind, you know. I don't know how to concretize it, how to give a shape to bodhicitta, you know. It is said if we are able to give a shape to the bodhicitta, this whole world will be too small to place bodhicitta. All the problems and difficulties arise because of thinking just me. Not thinking me, thinking just me. Just me. It's not only not good for others, it's very bad for yourself. It is now scientifically proved that people who make a lot of self-references, I, me and mine, they are prone to all kinds of illnesses, including heart attack. क्यों? Because आपका सोच विचार इतना छोटा है, कमजोर. You develop this narrow-mindedness through which even when you see small problem upon yourself, then you start thinking, I am the most unfortunate person in this whole world. You are not able to tolerate it. Right? And because of that, you get all kinds of diseases. Suffocation, सांस भी नहीं ले सकता है. All these negative emotions. For example, if you get angry, can you breathe easily when you get angry? When you get angry, if you get angry and exchange word with others, then you say like, last time also you did this to me. This time also. अभी खुद को सफोकेट कर रहा है, फिर भी सोच रहा है मेरे खिलाफ में बहुत कुछ अच्छा कर रहा है. ये करता है कि नहीं करता है? सांस बंद हो जाता है अपना, ब्लड प्रेशर इंक्रीज होता है, आंख भी ठीक से नहीं दिखता, लाल हो जाता है सब कुछ. और कई लोगों को तो सिर से भी वो धुआं निकल जाता है. Really, because it induces temperature, you become hot. Vapor आता है ऊपर से. किसी ने बुद्ध भगवान से पूछा कि why is it that when somebody is angry and fighting with someone else, although they are physically standing together, but still they have to shout at the top of their voice. And the सामने खड़ा है ऐसे, फिर भी on the top of. Why? The Buddha said, because they may be physically standing together, but mentally already divided. You see? Really, just think about one negative emotion, anger. And more worse than that, anger is hatred. You want to be a handsome person, right? Right? Boys want to be a handsome person, girls want to be beautiful lady, right? And then because of that, we put some cosmetics and क्या नहीं लगाता इधर उधर है ना, घुंघरू बाल बोलता है, क्या बोलता है, सब कुछ सजा के सोने का वो इयररिंग्स भी लगाओ, सब कुछ लगाओ, सब कुछ सजाने के बाद अब गुस्सा हो जाओ, ऐसे करो. Are you beautiful now? Are you handsome now? So if you want to be beautiful, the best thing is not ornaments, but smile. Calmness of mind, peace of mind. In one of the sutras by Buddha, it's clearly mentioned, which means when you are calm and peaceful, then the blood circulation will be proper. Because the blood circulation is proper, the blood supply is also on the face. You become radiant. And just because circulation नहीं ठीक है, रेत कुछ नहीं, पिंपल आ रहा है यहाँ सब है ना? Look at His Holiness face. Look at the face of the Buddha. No decoration, no ornament, but it looks very handsome, right? और दूसरा इतना जितना तुम सजेगा उतना आप चोर डकैता को बुला रहा है. देखो मैंने यहाँ सोना लगा, खींच लो. इतना बेवकूफ है हम लोग, right? So if you really want to be handsome and beautiful, good looking, then do some nice exercise, sleep peacefully, you know, everything will be nice. When you are mentally calm, physically calm, then you feel like doing everything. You can do everything very easily. When you're physically tired, mentally reluctant, you can't do anything, right? And then this is like bombshell, the next verse. All the Buddhas who have contemplated for many eons have seen it to be beneficial, for by the translations, honestly speaking, the library, we are selling this book also, but I am personally not so happy with the translation. All the Buddhas who have contemplated for me, the actual text says, the Buddhas who have contemplated for many eons found only this to be beneficial. Only लिखा है, to be beneficial नहीं है, only. Nothing is comparable to this. Dingy mercy. For by it, the limitless message of masses of beings will quickly attain the supreme state of bliss. So this is saying that Buddhas have thought for countless eons. हमको एक ऐसा चाहिए जो सबके लिए अच्छा हो. एक ऐसा चीज चाहिए. ये कौन सा चीज है? पैसा है, डॉलर है, क्या है? एक दिन नहीं सोचा वो लोग. All the Buddhas, they thought for countless eons and concluded by saying bodhicitta. There cannot be a mind better than compassion is great, it is cause of bodhicitta. Loving kindness is great, it's cause of bodhicitta. But bodhicitta is saying, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Because if you become a Buddha, then you can really help all sentient beings. Compassion is very good, loving kindness is very good, but it's not saying, may I become Buddha. It's contributing towards it, right? So therefore, those who wish to destroy the many sorrows of their conditioned existence, those who wish to experience the multitudes of joy, and those who wish to experience much happiness should never forsake. So simply said, it's saying that if you want to destroy all the sufferings in this samsara and all the uneasiness in this samsara, and if you want to have all kinds of enjoyment, then never give up this bodhicitta. It will give you. So therefore, some of the great teachers, they say, if you are walking, meditate on bodhicitta. If you are sleeping, meditate on bodhicitta. If you are eating, meditate on bodhicitta. Whatever you're doing, it should be influenced by this wish to benefit all sentient beings. All your fears, depressions, loneliness, that is so much talked about these days, everything will go away if you cultivate this one benevolent mind. Wish to benefit others. Depression कहाँ से आता है? Depression कहाँ से आता है? Narrow-mindedness, मैं सब मुझे चाहिए, वो नहीं मिल रहा है, डिप्रेशन. मुझे अच्छा सा गर्लफ्रेंड चाहिए, नहीं मिल रहा है, डिप्रेशन. है ना? लोनलीनेस, देखो क्या मजाक हो रहा है. लोनलीनेस, इतना सारे लोगों के साथ में रह जाए, फिर इधर एक बंदा है. लोनलीनेस. न्यू दिल्ली में 20 मिलियन पीपल हैं, उधर एक बंदा है. लोनलीनेस, क्या मजाक है. This is all because of your very poor thinking. Everything, fear, loneliness, depression, low self-esteem, सब कुछ भाग जाएंगे if you have this wish to benefit others. It's like panacea that will cure all illnesses. Really, physically, mentally, you will get a lot of happiness, not only for this life but for many lives to come. The moment an awakening mind arises in those fettered and weak in the jail of cyclic existence, they will be named son of the Sugata and will be revered by both them. Even if you are in the samsara, the moment you develop bodhicitta, they will call you son of the Buddha. And everybody will respect you. This, if I simplify this word, it's like saying that if you are somebody, even though you are a very ordinary person, if you are somebody who is really for the last few months or something, doing something really good without selfishness, people will start respecting you. Why people are respecting His Holiness Dharma so much? हर साल यहाँ लद्दाख जाके गुरुजी यहाँ कोई पैसा बांट रहा है, आपको तो नहीं मिला होगा, नहीं मिला कुछ, हमको मिला बहुत, हमको नहीं मिला, सही में बोल रहे हैं, पूरा जिंदगी में गुरुजी इधर उधर जाके अपने नाम कमाने के लिए पैसा बांट के थोड़ी गया, always like parents, giving them inspiration, good advice. And sometimes even when he doesn't say anything, people just go near him, just they feel like crying because there's somebody who's wholeheartedly trying to help others. You can feel it, you see. इसको बोलते हैं vibration. You can feel it. So that is the kind of magnetic energy of positive deeds, and you can have that blessing in your own level, right? So that's why हम लोग बोलते हैं ना छिलक चाहिए हमको. छिलक का मतलब पता है? छिलक पता है? छिलक, you know the word छिलक?
No.
Blessing बोलता है ना, गुरु जी का blessing चाहिए, छिलक जी बोलता है. The Tibetan word छिलक means, chin means magnificence. Love means to transform, to change. So chila means to transform into a state of magnificence. So you cannot get transformed into a state of magnificence just by the Lama. So the real blessing, you can give it to yourself. If you do the good things, then you transform, you will transform into a state of magnificence. वो सब कुछ हो सकता है. तो इसलिए जिंदगी में, in your life, there will be ups and downs. It's not necessarily a smooth ride. उतर चढ़ाव होता है जिंदगी में. उतर चढ़ाव जब जिंदगी में होता है, तब आपने डरना नहीं. There's no need for you to develop fear. Problems are not to be feared, but they are to be understood. You need to know them. And in fact, in this text also you will read that sometimes the sufferings and challenges are really good for you to grow. Suffering is introduction to happiness. Challenges are teachers. You know? Otherwise, you always keep on sleeping in the comfort zone, and थोड़ा सा परेशान होने से फिर आप अपाक हो जाते हैं. You don't know how to handle it. Yeah? So everything must be understood. So many things you can learn from the life's ups and downs. ठीक है ना? ठीक है कि नहीं है? It is like the supreme gold making elixir for a transform the unclean body we have taken into the priceless jewels of Buddha form. Therefore, family sees the awakening mind. That means right now you are an ordinary person, you have this impure body, but doesn't matter. So long as you develop this bodhicitta, then you really become very precious. If you don't have this noble minds like bodhicitta, you may be highly rich, right? You may have big titles, but it means nothing. So therefore, family sees the bodhicitta, means develop bodhicitta. Since the limitless mind of the soul guide of the Buddha basically means Buddha. Since the limitless mind of the Buddha has, upon thorough investigation, seen its preciousness, all beings wishing to be free from worldly labors should firmly take hold of the. So as we discussed earlier, all the great teachers, the Buddhas, after thorough examination, found this very, very precious. So therefore, those of you who want to free from the worldly abode, means free from samsara, you must stabilize this bodhicitta. Because all other virtues they may be good, but all other virtues are like the plantain tree, like banana tree. For after bearing fruit, they simply perish. एक बार फल देगा फिर सूख जाएगा. But the perennial tree of awakening mind, unceasingly bears fruit and thereby flourishes without end. Because you develop this mind aiming towards countless sentient beings for countless time until you become Buddha. Because of that aspiration, the fruit of this mind will not come to an end easily. Like entrusting myself to a brave man when greatly afraid, by entrusting myself to the awakening mind, I shall be swiftly liberated, even if I have committed extremely unbearable evils. Why then do the consciences not devote themselves to this? So he's saying that just like if you have done something very horrible, then you will seek the support of a strong person, a big politician or somebody. मैंने ये गलती किया, अब मुझे मदद करो, होता है ना? उसी तरह, similar like that, you have committed many negative deeds. So here, the only quality which is like that brave person is the bodhicitta. Just like the fire at the end of an age, it instantly consumes all great evil. Why bodhisattva has such power? Why? I already mentioned. Do you remember what I mentioned? Why bodhisattva has such power? Huh?
They can feel the energy of the others also by compassion.
Yes.
Yeshila, because they want happiness for others, so happiness are multiplied for them in reverse. Little understood,
I already mentioned, because all these negativities that we talk about, hatred, anger, jealousy, we commit all this with reference to other sentient beings. Those countless other sentient beings with whom we have done so many negative deeds. Now you turn around and say that I'm doing all the good things, especially the best of best, enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, then there is no occasion, no room for committing any negative deeds, especially if you generated the real bodhicitta. So it is because of this, there is no possibility for the negative deeds to arise. Right? And this bodhicitta is of two types. In brief, the awakening mind should be understood to be of two types: the mind that aspires to awaken and the mind that ventures to do so. That basically means bodhicitta is of two types: aspirational bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta. Aspirational bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta. दो तरह का है. Aspirational bodhicitta means, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, which I've already explained, which you've written. So, right? May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. That is an aspiration. That is an aspiration. So that's called aspirational bodhicitta. It is not necessary that you are implementing it. You are only mentally aspiring it. It's like you are wishing to go to the lay market. Just by simply aspiring to go to lay market, you will not reach there. नहीं पहुंचेगा ना, क्या करना है फिर? जाना पड़ता है वहाँ. You need to start walking. So therefore, the second bodhicitta is called engaging bodhicitta. It's not just aspiration, but you are actually engaged. You actually practice the six perfections. You take the bodhisattva vow, and then you actually implement the bodhisattva practices. That is called engaging bodhicitta. So this example, this is understood by the distinction between aspiring to go and actual going, like that. So the wise understand in turn distinction between these two. Although great fruits occur in cyclic existence from the mind that aspires to awaken, an uninterrupted flow of merit does not ensue as it does with venturing mind. He uses the word venturing mind. So what he is saying is, aspirational bodhicitta is very good and great. It will bear great fruits while even in the cyclic existence, but it will not contribute uninterrupted flow of merit just like is done by the engaging bodhicitta. Because you are now not only aspiring, talking, but you are actually doing. ठीक है ना? So aspiration bodhicitta is very good, but what is important is सिर्फ सोचना नहीं, करना है. So that's why these days I keep on telling people that the source of all problem is not just ignorance. Ignorance, of course, is the source of problem, but it's not just ignorance, but inaction. Ignorance plus inaction. कुछ हद तक हमको मालूम नहीं है, अविद्या है, ignorance है. But many times it is not ignorance. You have the knowledge, but you are not able to live it, implement it. So ignorance plus inaction is source of all the problems. And for him who has perfectly seized this mind, with the thought never to turn away from totally liberating the infinite forms of life. What's that? Okay. And if you've done that, then the next verse says, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to the sky will perpetually ensure. So this is the, if you should know how to do Dharma practice. So he's saying if you know how to do Dharma practice, if you generally have this bodhicitta, then sometimes you may be a little bit careless, but still the influence of bodhicitta will be there. On other occasions, you may be sleeping, but the influence of bodhicitta is there. So whether you are singing or dancing or sleeping, the influence of bodhicitta is there. Right? So you should know how to do it. Because if you know how to do Dharma practice, even on certain occasions you make a mistake, you can clearly set it right. If you don't know Dharma, then you make a mistake and you don't know how to correct it. Just like 1 kilo of iron, let us say. 1 kilo of iron. If you make it like a ball and put it in the sea, what happened? Huh? What happened? It will submerge. It will go down. So this is the example of a person who commits sins and do not know how to purify it. It will go down. The same 1 kilo iron ball, if you flatten it and put on the surface of the ocean, it will float. It will not sink. So the wise minded people, even if they commit mistake, they know how to purify it. So there will be less negative consequences. But by the way, I'll ask you a question. Which one is heavier? 1 kilo of cotton or 1 kilo of iron? Huh? Equal. Sure. I'm not asking this question lightly. Be very alert. Which one is heavier? Equal. Yeah, there was a guy who also said equal. Then the person who asked the question, he said, okay, then you go down. First I will drop that 1 kilo of iron on your head, then 1 kilo of cotton on your head. Then you will see which one is heavier. This is just jokes, stupid joke. Okay? For the sake of those inclined towards lesser vehicle, this was logically asserted by the Tathagata himself in the sutras reposted by Subandhi. Now, why bodhicitta is so powerful and important and beneficial? Verse 21, if even the thought to relieve living creatures of merely a headache is a beneficial intention endowed with infinite goodness, then what need is there to mention the wish to dispel their inconceivable misery, wishing every single one of them to realize boundless good qualities? Clear, right? No need explanation. If you develop even one thought, wishing that, oh, the illness of the brain of that person go away, even that thinking is said to collect merit and important thinking. If this is so, then what need is there to speak about somebody who wishes to remove sufferings of all sentient beings and put all of them to state of happiness? Such a way of thinking is not found even fathers and mothers. Do even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this? Do the gods and sages, or does even Brahma have it? Hey, nahi hai. Your parents, they may be very kind to you, but do they have such a mind, wishing to put you to the state of enlightenment? Nahi na? If those beings have never before even dreamed of such an attitude for their own sake, how would it ever arise for the sake of others? अपने लिए भी ऐसा नहीं सोचा अभी तक, बाकी लोगों के लिए तो छोड़ो. This intention to benefit all beings, which does not arise in others, even for their own, is an extraordinary jewel of mind. And this birth is an unprecedented wonder, something you never dreamed about. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea that relieves the world of pain and is the source of all its joy? I mean, imagine if everybody has bodhicitta in this world. Imagine. एक बार मैं बहुत साल पहले I was working in Tibet House in Delhi. Then there was an Indian gentleman who was working in the Library of Congress. So he came to me and said, I want to know a little bit about Buddhism, can you help me? And then I said, you can come after office. So two of us used to sit in the little lawn outside the building. So after a few days, he looked at me and said, since you are a monk and also have been practicing Buddhism, you must have very special realizations. Can you please share? So I'm asking this question to you. Also, you're all Buddhists. You must have many realizations. Can you share? If such a question is asked to you, what will you share? So this gentleman asked me this question, and I responded by saying, when you talk about realization, you are talking about opening a third eye here, or flying in the sky. I don't have any of this, but I do have realization. I said I do have realization. Can you guess what was my realization that I would share with him later? हाँ? Realization बोलने से आपके मन में क्या आता है? उड़ना और गायब हो जाना और बिना खाना खाए बैठना. So I told him I have realization because I don't intentionally kill anybody. हम लोग सोचते हैं नहीं कुछ भी नहीं है, ये हम भी नहीं करते, आप लोग भी सोचता होगा, ऐसे सोचता है नहीं ये बहुत बड़ी चीज है ये. Imagine in this world if nobody kills each other. Sabad बन गया, then this world will become heaven. So you're not being killing, you're not lying, you're not stealing. It's a big thing you need to appreciate and be happy about. This is a realization. The realization means the more and more you lessen your negative emotions, the more you are gaining realizations. It's really not like flying or disappearing, things like that. Because if you don't know how to think like this, then you will start thinking, oh, I've been following the Dharma, attended so many retreats and teachings. क्या मिला? कुछ नहीं मिला. ऐसे सोचते हैं हम लोग. बहुत सारा मिला, तुम पहचाना नहीं है तुमने. मुझे क्या मिला? मतलब क्या पैसा दूं मैं आपको? यही सोचते हैं हम लोग. बहुत सारा मिला है. एक बार फिर मैं वहाँ जब गुरु जी का मैं अनुवादक था, उस वक्त जिस्पा में, लाहौर जिस्पा में गुरुजी ने कल चक्र अभिषेक दिया था। तो I think 4-5 days preliminary teachings were over. I think first or second days of Kala Chakra initiation was also over. Probably it was the third day of Kala Chakra. One of His Holiness security personnel came to me running. He said, Geshe, there is a lady who wanted to, talk or ask something. So मैं गया वहाँ उनके पास गया. So she was virtually a little bit shivering. They said, I came all the way from from South America or somewhere, very far away. I came all the way from there because my teacher told me to go. And now the teaching is almost over. I don't know what I have got. मुझे क्या मिला? अच्छा है. मुझे क्या मिला? Please tell me. मुझे क्या मिला? Right? तो मुझे वहाँ बलि का पगड़ी बना लिया. मुझे क्या मिला है? तो मैंने बोला, Did you listen to the teaching carefully? She said, yes. Did you hear something which you never heard before? Yes. And some of those things that you heard, did you think that those were very important? Yes. ये आपको मिला है. You will not find many people who will give you this kind of wisdom. इसको सोने में तोल सकता है तुम. We always have this habit of measuring things in terms of physical, material objects, Physical, material objects are important, but they can be stolen, they can be lost. Thieves will steal it, robbers will rob it. होता है ना? लेकिन आपके मन में जो बोधिचित्त या कंपैशन या लविंग काइंडनेस या विजडम की प्रति जो ज्ञान आपने प्राप्त किया, और कोई आपसे छीन के, कोई माइक लाल आपसे छीन कर नहीं ले जा सकता. जा सकता है क्या? This is called real treasure. बाकी छीन जाएगा आपसे, चोरी करेगा, डके करेगा, बाजार में जाएगा, आपको लूट लेगा, बोलता है झूठ बोल के 10 रुपए को बोलेगा 20 रुपए बेचारा आप दे देगा, लूट लेगा. लेकिन the qualities that you develop in your mind, they are priceless. वो एक्सेस बैगेज में नहीं होता वो. बाकी जो आपका सामान है ना, जितना तुम सामान लाद के जाता है, फ्लाइट में जाता है, 15 किलो से ज्यादा हो गया, बोलता है मैडम सॉरी एक्सेस बैगेज. बोलता है कि नहीं बोलता है? जो आपके मन में है, करुणा है, कंपैशन, एक्सेस बैगेज होता है ये? नहीं होता ना. ये तो मैं बता रहा हूँ. This is what Buddha was teaching for so long. Nobody understood it. Now at the airport, they are telling you, and you understood. Sorry, I have to give. देखो, बेवकूफों. मैं सही बोल रहा हूँ कि गलत बोल रहा हूँ? Really? That's why it's so important to listen to these teachings. Make your life simple. And those material objects, however glamorous and good, they'll not help you when you have problems and difficulties. एक बार मुझे याद है, बॉम्बे में बहुत बारिश हुआ था, फिर नेटवर्क भी खत्म हो गया था. मैं सारा मोबाइल खोलने के ऐसे करके जा रहा था, कुछ फायदा नहीं, सिग्नल ही नहीं है. वो नहीं होता, फायदा नहीं होता. But whatever qualities you have in your mind, that will always become very handy, very handy, very handy. अभी मुझे को देखो, मेरे पास इतना ज्ञान नहीं है, आपको ऐसे में बकवास कर रहा है, कुछ नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी थोड़ा कुछ ज्ञान, इसलिए इधर बुलाते उधर बुलाते. देखो चाय पानी फ्री दे रहा है, यहाँ चाय फ्री दे रहा है, गुरु जी खाओ पियो. It's a very small thing, वो होता है. People respect you wherever you go if you have those inner qualities: kindness, compassion, love, integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is what you do when nobody is watching. ठीक है ना? So these are very, very important, very, very important. Because at the end of the day, when we came into this world, क्या लेके आए हम लोग? कुछ भी नहीं, बाकी तो छोड़ो, मुंह में दांत नहीं, सिर में बाल नहीं, मेरे से भी हालत खराब था उस वक्त, अभी मेरा हालत ठीक नहीं है, इससे भी खराब था, ठीक है ना। और रोते हुए आया, हंसते हुए थोड़ी आया, रोते हुए आया ना, फिर रोते हुए, because that crying is the only language that the child has. So by crying, what do you think the child is asking? हाँ हाँ, मुझे पैसा चाहिए बोल के इस दुनिया में थोड़े आया। The child is asking for somebody's not just love. Huh?
Help.
Huh?
Help.
Help. Somebody's unconditional love. I say unconditional love because the child has nothing to give back. That's why the unconditional love that is taught in Buddhism is so important. The child, when came into this world, asking nothing except somebody's unconditional love, because the child has nothing, knows nobody. After the birth of the child looks back to the mother and says, "Have we met before? पहले मिला है नहीं मिला है? शक्ल नहीं दिखा है ना पहले? अभी तो जन्म हुआ है ना? Have we met before?" Then the mother says, "No, we never met before." Then why you are taking so much care about me? There are things like that. So the point that I'm making is really is the unconditional love that made the child survive and flourish. I mean, that's different from the ordinary love that is so much talked about in today's world. The ordinary love is mostly business love, especially the love between boyfriend and girlfriend. In the initial stages, "Oh, I love you so much. Without you, I can't live." Then maro dubge maro. I make some joke, right? I'm making some joke, but I'm telling you the bitter truth. Karwa sach. आपके बिना मैं नहीं जी सकता. So that person, boy and girl, whoever made this statement, seems he really made a big commitment, big statement. But you can, by that commitment, you can see how stupid this person is. नशे में बोल रहे हैं ना वो. Totally against the Buddhist teaching. The Buddhist teaching says, "I love all sentient beings." ये बेवकूफ बोल रहा है सिर्फ आपसे. And then at the end of the day, it will come to the conclusion saying, "I love you so much, only if you love me." अब हो गया ना, तक्का पलट हो गया ना, business love हो गया ना. And this is not what is taught in Buddhism. Buddhism is saying, you love me or not, I don't care, but I love you. Because you're like me. You want happiness. You don't want suffering. After all, why should I love myself so much? Why? अपने आप को तो प्यार करता है ना मुझसे. क्यों करता है? Huh? Why you love yourself so much? You can't say, "I love myself so much because I did my Geshe," or I'm a PhD scholar. Right? At the end of the day, the reason that you love yourself so much is because you want happiness, do not want suffering. Oh yeah, what question? If that is the case, love others also. Because they also want happiness, do not want suffering. अब उसको आप जवाब देने की कोशिश करेगा, वो तो सही है, लेकिन वो अपना आप करेगा, मैं अपना आप करेगा, मैं उनको देखने वाला कौन है? You make such a statement. By such a statement, you're saying that I'm not connected to that person at all. Again, so stupid, you see. You need to take care of others because they are closely connected to you. Your happiness, your well-being, everything is connected to other people. Even if you want a good smile, it comes from others. Even if you want to develop bodhicitta, it's in relation with others. Even if you want to develop loving kindness, compassion, it is in relation to others. You can't develop compassion and love with a rock or stone. So whether people have any intention or not, you are getting the benefit. So therefore you should respect them. Right? All this will come down. Verse 26, right? Verse 25, this intention to benefit all beings which does not arise in others even for their own sake is an extraordinary jewel of mind, and its birth is an unprecedented. So he's saying that now you should really sing and dance and enjoy. ऐसा मौका फिर कब मिलेगा आपको? इतना सुअवसर मिला है बोधिचित्त जैसे के बारे में सोचना, पढ़ाई करना, ऐसा मौका मिल गया. ऐसा कैसे हमको ऐसे मौका कैसे मिल गया? ऐसा सोचना चाहिए बोलते. Unprecedented. पहले कभी नहीं हुआ. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea that relieves the world of pain and is the source of all joy? If merely a benevolent intention excels venerating the Buddhas, then what need to mention striving to make all beings without exception happy? Then you might say that वो तो सब ठीक है, लेकिन वो लोग सब खुद अपना करना चाहिए. मैंने कौन सा ठेका ले रखा है? ऐसे सोचेंगे आप. तो इसका जवाब यहाँ दे रहा है. देखो बेचारे ये लोग नहीं कर सकते, इनको पता नहीं कैसे करना है. ठीक है ना? तो ऐसा मत बोलो कि इनको अपना करना चाहिए, मत बोलो. इनको नहीं आता है, ना समझ है, छोटा बच्चा जैसे ये सब लोग, इसलिए हमको मदद करना चाहिए बोलते हैं. Although wishing to be, in the case of others, although wishing to rid of misery, they run towards misery itself. Although wishing to have happiness, they treat happiness like an enemy and destroy it. Because of ignorance, you don't know how to have it. For those who are deprived of happiness and burdened with many sorrows, it satisfies them with all joys, dispel all suffering. अभी देखो तुम खुद, सिर्फ किताब पढ़ना नहीं, तुम खुद देखो जमी. So many people are there in the world. Look at them closely. People living in big cities, people living in towns and villages. You see them. कुछ ना कुछ करके इधर उधर दौड़ रहा है. क्यों दौड़ रहा है? Human beings के अलावा ये कीड़ा मकोड़ा ये भी कुछ इधर उधर हिल के दौड़ रहा है ना. क्यों? They are trying to find some kind of relief, some kind of happiness, some kind of peace. लेकिन नहीं मिल रहा है बेचारा. नहीं जानता है इनको. Right? Like you show special love to small kids, right? Why? Because number one, they are honest, innocent, pure, and also they don't know. Right? So we are also like that. We are slightly grown up physically, mentally, I don't know. Slightly grown. That's why Buddha calls us my children, including the professors and Geshes. Buddha calls all of them my children. Children, matlab? Children means small kids who have not much sense of what to do, what not to do. है ना? तो बीच में sickness होता है, suffering होता है, death of family होता है, फिर एक दिन तो खुद भी जाएगा, है ना? And in addition to this, in many matter words, you don't know how the law of nature operates. So much of the suffering that we are experiencing are almost like unnecessary suffering. If you develop a little bit more understanding, there will be very less suffering. Very less suffering. इसलिए knowledge चाहिए, knowledge चाहिए. For example, I'll give you a very convincing example. For example, if one of your family member dies, do you feel sad? Huh? Do you feel sad?
Yes.
If someone else dies, do you feel sad? It depends. If someone who you don't know, but hears in newspaper that person died, do you feel sad? नहीं है ना, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं. साले को मार देना. ऐसे बोलते हैं कि क्या बोलते हैं? है ना? And why you are feeling sad when one of your family member dies? क्यों?
Because we know,
Huh? Because what?
we know them and love
Huh?
them. Because we know them and love them.
Oh, you are there. You shifted from there to there. Did you fly?
Like my mom said,
She drew a very nice photo of me. I cherish it. Therefore, Shantideva, later on you read, why should an impermanent person develop attachment to another impermanent person? Why should an impermanent person develop hatred towards another person who is also impermanent? समझ में आ रहा है? जब आप when you are born from the parents, what was the relationship? Before you came, did you send a message saying, I am going to be born as your child? Did you send a message? Or did they send you a message saying that, please come, we will be your parents? ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ना, इत्तेफाक से हुआ है सब कुछ. इसमें इतना मोह क्यों हो रहा है? चलो अब साथ में आ गया तो चलो साथ हो गया, है ना? लेकिन आपको इतना पता होना चाहिए कि जो साथ में आता है वो बिछोड़ने के लिए आता है. हमेशा साथ में बैठने के लिए आता है कि नहीं आता है? नहीं आता ना, ये समाज में नहीं है. तो इसलिए जिस दिन एक जाएगा तब रोता है. तो आपके रोने से क्या फायदा है? कोई मतलब है? कुछ नहीं है. जो बेमतलब का है वही करते रहते हैं हम लोग, जो मतलब के वो हम करते हैं. This is Buddha's teaching. So Buddha is saying that do those things which is beneficial. Don't do those stupid things which is not beneficial. And what is beneficial is when you are really living with your parents, relatives, be nice, help each other, speak nicely to each other, and help each other do something positive so that there will be positive result in the future. And if you've done this, then on the day when somebody dies, you understand, yes, we have to go. No need to cry. But जब हम साथ में जीता है तो फिर हम लोग ठीक से नहीं जीता है. जिस दिन कोई गया तो फिर मगरमच्छ का आंसू. There's a story of a Zen king, a Japanese king, who invited one Zen master. The Japanese king had a big family. So he invited this Zen master and said, please, please bless my family. Then the Zen master said, father will die, grandfather will die, father will die, son will die, grandson will die. Then the king was shocked. He said, ये क्या अनवशना बोल रहे हो? मैंने आपको ब्लेसिंग के लिए बोल रहा था. तो बोलते तुम्हारा समझ में नहीं आ रहा. तो इसी तरह जो ऑर्डर मैंने दिया उसी तरह मरने से ब्लेसिंग तो है ना. If it happens the opposite, the grandson dies fast, or the son dies fast, and grandfather lives behind, there will be a lot of suffering. So you should understand the process of the natural process of the law. So when you understand the natural process of the law, many of the things may be displeasing to you, but if you think carefully, it's a blessing. Right? When clears away confusion, where is there a comparable virtue? Where is there even such a friend than bodhicitta? Where is their way of collecting merit similar to the cultivation of bodhicitta? There is none. In ordinary world, if whoever repays a kind deed, we say is a very good man, is worthy of some praise. Then what need to mention the bodhisattva who does good without being asked for him? And then in the ordinary world, the world honors as virtues a man who sometimes gives a little plain ordinary food, that also sometimes disrespectful to a few. That is satisfying only था। होता है कि हमारे दुनिया में ऐसा है कि कभी किसी ने थोड़ा सा ordinary food दिया, वो भी इस कर करते हुए बताइए लेके जाओ खा और जाओ, रेस्पेक्ट कुछ भी नहीं है। उसको भी हम लोग बोलते हैं, वो भी खाना भी दिया आधा दिन का भूख मिटाने के लिए। इतना करने से भी हम लोग बोलते हैं कि एक बहुत दान करता है। Act like the four elements. अभी तक पानी बहुत पिया है ना आपने? पानी हम लोगों ने बहुत पिया है। कभी भी पानी ने आपको नहीं बोला होगा कि इतना सालों से मैं आपको दिया, उसका मुझे बदला कुछ तो सदा शुदा मैदान में मेला गुम्बे शिंकिंद. Just like the four elements, they help sentient beings flourish, but never ask anything in return. So as much as possible, because it's for them and it's for you also, for collective merit. ठीक है ना? And it's also human nature. If you really do something selflessly, you feel happy. है ना? ये होना चाहिए. What need be said then of one who eternally bestows the peerless bliss of Sugatas upon limitless number of beings, thereby fulfilling all their thoughts? So therefore he is saying that because of these great qualities, you should be very careful how you relate to the bodhisattvas. The Buddha has said that whoever bears an evil thought against a benefactor such as that bodhisattva, he will remain in hell for as many eons as there were evil thoughts. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जब बोधिसत्व हो या कोई अच्छा भला इंसान हो, उनके बारे में आप अनुशरण नहीं बोलना चाहिए, है ना? So you should always appreciate good people doing good things. Always appreciate good people doing good things. Never discourage anybody. ऐसे नाम के लिए कर रहा है, ऐसा नहीं बोलना कभी भी, ठीक है ना? So that way then the society will be uplifted. I bow down to the body of him in whom the sacred precious mind is cultivated. I seek refuge in that source of joy who brings to happiness even those who harm him. From the Bodhisattva's way of life, this is chapter 1, disclosure of evil. Disclosure of evil means we all make mistakes, but it's important to reveal them, not to conceal them. The way to purify negative deeds is to disclose them, never hide them. ठीक है? क्या समय हुआ अभी?
12:55.
No.
12:55.
12:55 कब रुकना है?
एक
One.
बजे
हाँ
1 बजे
1.
1 बजे है ना, अभी ज़्यादा नहीं है ना, 10 मिनट है,
5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, ask a luxury question. पूछिए.
Shantideva Geshe.
हाँ.
First of all, I want to thank on all of behalf was for teaching us. So my question is related to complete enlightenment. So in any case, if any individual person got complete enlightenment, that individual became a permanent phenomena or impermanent phenomena.
Impermanent.
And also, I have one more question, Geshe, that
Yes.
do they have complete freedom in samsara by their own, or they also face the suffering of samsara?
Wherever they are complete free from suffering. Not even enlightened beings, even bodhisattvas occasionally, intentionally come back to samsara, but they are not tainted by the force of samsara. Just like lotus flower, born from the mud, rising above the mud.
Julia Geshela. So one of my another question is that you said ki we should unconditionally love other person. So how one can unconditionally love, because the doing unconditional love is the end result, right? So how we can what are the processes through which we can develop this?
Unconditional love means, for example, if you say give 1,000 rupees to somebody, just give it and don't expect anything. That's called unconditional love. Condition कुछ नहीं इसमें.
But Gisela, as a normal human being, we tends to somehow as a beginner, for me, I might be not very much professional in doing those things. So how I can be one? Should I practice bodhisattva daily, or
The answer is practice, 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 practice. एकदम से नहीं होता है कुछ भी. 1 रुपये तो दे सकते हैं ना. तो you can give 1 rupee without expecting anything. Can you? What you want to get. Small steps taken in the right direction. Yeah.
so can I ask one more question, Gisela?
Hmm.
So like we get
Questions are a pocket में डाला है.
no, it is just my pen.
अच्छा.
Okay. So actually, I want to ask that we get so many lessons from so many books that have been written by many great person. But the thing is, ki, we get our brain get confused which one to follow. At a time, we follow a lesson of unconditional love. At another time, we might be carrying another lesson.
Yeah,
So
I got. I'll tell you a story.
yeah.
At the time of the Buddha, there was a village. So in that village, many teachers come. One teacher comes and gives one teaching, saying this is the direct teaching, this is the correct teaching, this is the best teaching. Then after a while, another comes and says, this is the best teaching, this is the direct teaching, this is the correct teaching. They may be a little bit different. So these villagers, they went to Buddha and said, we get all these teachers saying these things like that. We are confused. What should I do? तो बुद्धा ने क्या बोला? अब आपके पास दिमाग है ना, ये इस्तेमाल करो बोला. आपके पास भी दिमाग है ना, इसको इस्तेमाल करो बोला. You listen to all these people, ठीक है ना? But use your brain and see what sounds true based on your. You are also no less than anybody. ठीक है ना? वो ले तो. And second thing is, if you are thirsty, you need to drink water, right? But you don't. There's no need for you to drink the whole ocean. पूरा समुद्र पीने की जरूरत नहीं, पी भी नहीं सकेगा तुम. हाँ, तो इतना तो आपको होना चाहिए जिससे तुम्हारे जीवन में लाभदायक हो. ठीक है ना? नहीं तो फिर वो सवेरे मैंने रटा था ना, पोती पर जग हुआ पंडित हुआ ना कोई, 1.5 अक्षर प्रेम का परे तो पंडित होई. पोती पर कुछ नहीं होता है. दो शब्द लव का, अफेक्शन का, compassion का. So इसी तरह जो things that you really feel relevant, useful, you take that.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah.
We talk about practice. In English, we say practice makes man perfect. So now, whenever I give a kind of small talk, I always telling them to perfect practice makes man perfect. Otherwise, how long we practice, we're not gonna be perfect. So if I'm right to say, add the one word in the beginning, the perfect practice makes man perfect.
Perfect practice
Makes
a perfect.
love.
Perfect practice.
Ngachu practice makes man perfect. Ngachu chik lab de yoro. Tangi thoma dile te yang what ngi add chahiye.
Perfect.
Perfect practice. Otherwise, we never gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
For that, we need to study.
Practice makes perfect man, but that also takes time.
So if I'm right
Because
to
perfect practice means what you are practicing may be perfect, but it has to be internalized.
for that we
For
need
example,
to
if you practice emptiness is a perfect practice, but how good you are doing that practice, that makes a difference. Yeah. And then the most important thing is when are you going to get enlightened? When are you going to become Buddha? That is not very important. उधर पहुंचने से भी आपने क्या काम करना है? If you become Buddha, क्या करेंगे आप? मदद करना तो है ना, तो आप इसे करो. वही तो करना है तुमने. परफेक्ट नहीं है, फिर भी वही शुरू करो. Right? So that's why the Bodhisattvas, they make this prayer, whatever is good for me, to help other sentient beings, that should be there. If it is better for me to die today, let me die today. Because I will not continue to live creating sufferings upon others. But they are not pessimistic. If I am not going to die today, but going to live a long, long life, that's also very good. Then I live a long life doing many good things for others. So whatever is there good for you, if you have the right frame of the mind. So there is one prayer, Lama Chapa, may I be able to perfect my practice of effort. And for the sentient being, for the benefit of sentient beings, even if I have to stay in the hellfire for countless eons, be that so. So some kind of courage, determination is needed. If you have the courage, determination, everything becomes easy. If you don't have that, everything is very, very difficult. Okay.
Trashidele Geshra, a short question. I want to add up to the question which he asked earlier. And you answered that a person who has attained Bodhisattva, they don't go through suffering. Taking back to Tushita, I never got the answer when you said that go outside and ask others and think. I thought also, Geshe-la, but I can give you an example. His Holiness recently went through a knee surgery also, and we consider him as an enlightened person, a person who has attained the Bodhisattva. So do you think that he had no suffering while he had knee surgery also, Geshe-la?
No. He has suffering. He has problem. Because he is born as a human being. दफ्तर वो कोई देवता के रूप में तो नहीं आया है ना, मनुष्य के रूप में आया है ना. गुरुजी birth भी हुआ था, birth is suffering as we say. Then old age is suffering, death is suffering. And in fact, the Buddha himself demonstrated all this so that other people understand it. And Guruji himself never says, I'm saying, I have no physical pain, And in fact, I remember His Holiness once saying that it's easy for you to give teachings to others. But then sometimes you need very ordinary people to give you the teaching. So many years back, His Holiness again consulted this knee problem with an Italian knee surgeon, very, great expert. So then this Italian, doctor, he gives few suggestions to His Holiness. Then he craned his neck towards His Holiness. Then he said, Your Holiness, you can do all these things, but in old age, there is nothing much we can do. So His Holiness said, this was the teaching for me. I need to listen this from others. Okay, lunchtime.
I would like to take another question.
Are you hungry? Some people must be dizzying. So stop. Lunch.